Hello, good morning. It's Sunday. I'm Ali Astra, and yeah, it's daylight saving time. So last week, well, 24 hours ago was 9 a.m. Now it's 10 a.m. My audio not coming through. Let me just check on some stuff here. Up audio. There we go. Morning, Dell. How's it going? Okay. Right. Bastion. So, if I'm a little bit groggy, it's because daylight saving time is the worst, and I stayed up way too late last night. You count double plus increment that count? Oh yeah. So let's see. Bastion does have somewhat louder sounds than other stuff. So I'm gonna try to match what I have on the desktop audio. These headphones here. Hopefully that still brings across the glorious sounds of Darren Korb's soundtrack without overwhelming my voice. Hope that your shower is refreshing and excellent. Awesome, glad to hear it. So let's go ahead and continue this here game. Press A button. Use the evasive roll. Alright, here we are at the Bastion. Oh yeah, I smoked the pipe. Let's talk to Zolf. Hi Zolf. Tell me about this marshal's
The
band.
marshals seem like good men, he says. They treated him with dignity.
Well, that's good. Oh, the smoking
Zolf
pipe.
brought his antique smoking pipe all the way from the terminals.
Oh, right, because last time we entered the smoking pipe, it didn't complete all of the trials.
Even since the Ura surrendered to us, the marshals kept a wary eye on him.
Alright. So I should try that smoking pipe again.
You want to tune a scrap musket, you start with the barrel.
Yeah, tune that musket. Do I want to use the musket though? I think the breaker's bow is better. Alright, hammer and grenades. Thank you for the sub, Zevo. Happy Sunday to you too. How are you doing? Evo Bolas. Let's a moment. Let me give Zevo a shout out here. Evo is a VTuber. He plays World of Tanks, Magic the Gathering Arena, and any number of other things, I'm sure. Alright, Magnet, Cinder Brick. Let's use Dread Rum. Like, that gives me plus 10% critical hit only when at full health. Haven't streamed much, but you have spent money in World of Tanks. Well, I know you wanted that,
Dread rum's brewed from swamp weeds, so its effect is as bold as
just
its
need to
flavor.
play more. The Chinese
Zolf's travels
medium
ain't much compared to what the kids
tank
had to go through
from
for all this.
the Lunar New Year event, right? I forget the designation of that tank, but I gotta build something on this plot here. Oh, and we completed some 122 Chinese special with the skins. Yeah. What do you think of the G.I. Joe versus Cobra event? Oh, Carnival. Sounds fun. Let's see, we got red stars here. The Mender. Beat a foe by counter-blocking its melee attack. 20% health. More tanks and gold. I mean, that's how they get you. They like make a game that you want to play and put stuff in it that you want to get. Which what? What are you saying the what about? Let's see.
The menders. They had thankless jobs. The most important kind.
And marshals. Enter more foes in a single well-placed shot.
The marshals.
There we go.
Kept the city's peace. They can rest easy now.
Oh, G.I. Joe. Yeah. Yeah. So they just announced it recently that there's going to be a G.I. Joe tank and a Cobra tank in World of Tanks. And they're new tanks designed specifically for the thing. The G.I. Joe one looks goofy as hell. It's got like a bulbous thing, kind of like the French tanks of a certain tier. It's just sort of this like molded, rounded dome, and then the Cobra one looks sort of like an amalgamation of like a Panzer III and an M4. Oh, no, yeah, no, cool. I don't know when it's gonna roll out. Unintended. Let's see. I'll build the shrine, even though I don't really intend to use any.
Behold, the Pantheon.
Hasbro has been nuts with licensing lately. I mean, it makes sense. They've got so many IPs that they can, if they can make a bit more money, get more hype about their products out there. Magic crossover Warhammer 40K. I did not hear about that. That sounds hilarious and amazing. 40K and Magic. Really real. Like Magic cards that have 40K theme, or vice versa, or both.
Kid takes another drag, goes out like a light.
Not like a light.
There's something you should know about the kid, but let me take it from the top.
The first set their branding as their own non-canon expansions. Yeah, they've done some really interesting things with expansions like Kamigawa and Ravnica. I love that they turned Ravnica into a D&D setting. It'll be a bunch of commander decks with a lot of unique cards, all themed around 40K factions. Neat. Hey, Flame Cyan. What's up, Nick? How's it going? So you don't have this whole daylight saving time problem. It's the same time today as it was for you at this time yesterday,
Hardly
right?
had a moment's rest since all this started.
None of this set the clocks forward garbage. Not with the new branding. You're okay with last year did the thing with Walking Dead that confused everyone. I mean, Magic and The Walking Dead? Southern Hemisphere, yeah. I mean, and it's like autumn for you, right? Functionally Magic
life.
cards, but branded so
Suppose
as
what he
not
says
to
in
be
his
in the
sleep ain't no
Planeswalker storyline at all. Same backs though, the old Deckmaster. There was a Negan living. I mean, that's a thing you could do if you're Wizards of the Coast.
He never knew his old man, but he had his mama to take care of. Frail thing with pure white hair like his.
Black Lotus and Walking Dead. That would have solved so much, wouldn't it? I gotta take down these, Foil Art Daryl, Hunter of Walkers, Foil Art Glenn,
Having his mama's
Voice of
hair to the kid no
Calm,
favors while he was growing
Foil
up.
Full Art
But he learned to hold
Mishon,
his own out there.
Ruthless Survivor. Rick. No Coral?
School ain't working out, so the kid signs up for a turn on the rippling walls. Make his mama some money.
Goodness. Eldritch Moon. That's one that's I'm not familiar with.
Thanks to folks like the kid.
When did that
the
come
walls
out?
kept Ceylondia safe from whatever's out there. The elements, the Ura, you name it.
Name it. Carl Grimes. My favorite Carl Grimes is still the bad lip reading music video, Carl Papa.
Once the kid done his time, he hurried on home. Turns out his mama's time was done too.
Oh, these guys are gonna wreck the terrain. You just stay in that corner, Mr. Gaspeller. Did the Gaspeller fall in a hole? I didn't see that. When there's holes around, you follow them. You're buying the 40k decks. Oh, do they have like theme decks too? Of course they have theme decks. Why wouldn't they? Eldritch Moon is 2016. I think 2016 is interesting for me because like that's one of the times when I wasn't playing Magic at all.
Was nowhere to be found either.
Two great tastes that taste great together. And no, it's spinny gas, fellas. Are they hurting each other when they spin? I think they are. Ah, I fell off the edge. 40k stuff is limited to Commander.
So what the kid do? Why he went right on back to the walls for another 5 years.
Several. Okay, that's an interesting way to do it. Like it makes sense for the theme. First time in your life you set up some alerts for Twitch. Nice. What kind of alerts? Like when people follow you or
in the
sub to your stream?
Ceylondia, nobody's ever volunteered for a second shift on the walls.
Not affiliate at, just viewer follows, future subs. Future subs? Oh, you have a sub alert so that when people do sub, when you are affiliate. Ah.
Out there, kid learned to fend for himself. Learn to build. learn
from
to
a
bring.
limited release of a few cards to multiple pre-con decks. You bet eventually there will be a non-canon full expansion deck with booster packs. So, sort of a later thing. Hey, it's good to plan a little bit. Would not count your chickens before they've hatched.
In time,
Calling
the
new
kid
brand
made good
Universes
standings with the
Beyond
marshals. They trusted him to scout out farther than anybody.
Alleviates basically all of your concerns. That like, it's that they're not trying too hard to make it part of the Planeswalker body of fiction. Oh yeah. Generally Saturday afternoons are still. Oh, I gotta stop keeping on falling off the thing. But like, yeah, I think Saturday afternoons are usually when I would be able to do that. I'd like to say I've been getting better at World of Tanks, but I don't know if I could truthfully say that. My whatever, not ELO, maybe it's WN8, still at like 2479, I think it was last time I looked. I'm a tomato. I'm such a tomato. The Walking Dead with stuff is just magic cards with no distinction, so technically Jace could go Planeswalk and meet Negan. I mean, that has sort of a Stephen King's Dark Tower feel to it, where you've got somebody like Jace and somebody like Negan meeting face to face.
One night, on one of his
Retroactively make The
expeditions,
Walking
the ground
Dead
beneath them
or as
shuddered,
part of Universes
cracked,
Beyond. Okay, that makes
split
sense.
apart.
Yesterday, after you finished lunch, you went to bed because you were destroyed from walking. Sometimes, oh, that was a hole. Bloodborne went pretty well. I did finally defeat the Watchdog, I believe. Or did I? No, I didn't. I have one more try, and I almost got there. I wanted to have defeated the Watchdog. But, yeah, pair up, flat up for an hour or two whenever we're free. Yeah. Man, sometimes I play evenings, so if I see you on, I'll hit you up,
We
Sivo.
saw nothing where the world
And
used to be. The calamity happened.
The Dark
just
Tower's
like that.
interesting to me. Like, I really liked the wordsmithing in the gunslinger, because I could see the feel that Stephen King was going for. And I enjoyed the story
All the
of
kid had to work with
the
was his
second
hammer
one, and then I read
clothes
the
on his
third
back.
one, and I was like, why am I still reading this? But like, it's an interesting kind of multiplanar universe multiverse, I guess, that Stephen King cooked up for the Dark Tower series, but I just couldn't stick with it. Gunslinging around.
Through twisted streets, he ran. with
Discord
nothing but the city
indeed.
crest
Tuesdays and
and an
Thursdays
old
are your
stranger's
busy
voice
nights.
to guide him.
But yeah, my busy nights are kind of the opposite. Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays. Although I might be kind of taking more time away from stream on Wednesdays because had been playing Clive Barker's Undying. Oh, that is an innocent. Oh no! These holes in the ground. Anyway, Wednesdays, Notorious BLT and I had been been playing Clive Barker's Undying together, doing sort of a parallel play thing. Ugh, words are hard. Trying to fight these things and talk and listen to this wonderful Darren Korb music. But we both finished Clive Barker's Undying. I think Noder has been playing Valheim on Wednesdays. I don't know how much Valheim I want to play on. Oh, I can't jump across there.
What was I saying? Anyway.
All right. Availabilities do tend to be opposites on weeknights. English only works through the sheer stubbornness of those of us that attempt to speak it. Although it's I do find English to be glorious in its sort of messy, cobbled together nature.
Will it finally arrive at Celandia's vaunted safe
We got
haven?
fungus can be delicious just now when it's turning people into zombies. Yeah. Your English is quite good, Nick. Littler, yes. Go ahead and hit quote 9 that it, like, I didn't even realize how goofy that sounded until you pointed it out. And like, I think that your perspective is enough different that you saw the absurdity of it a lot littler. It's just kind of a goofy way to say much smaller, but it's immediately the words that my brain picked to express that idea. Oh no, it seeks.
Sure, I may be the one who dreamt up the walls and the Bastion, but the kid made him real. Not me.
Made him real. Uh-oh. Oh no! The bull. Oh right, the shield. The shield helps me against the bull. I just gotta stay stuck in this corner until it stops breathing fire. Maybe throw some grenades. There we go.
I'd like to say I'll never forget him, or what he's doing, what he's done. I surely would.
Furious Bull. Reflection complete. Alright. That's what we got for smoking Zelf's magic pipe. This bullshit. I mean, going back to your slap ER on the end of anything and treat it like a real word, that's basically exactly how English works. Alright, so that was an interesting reflection. I got a lot of fragments. That. Distillery. Not level 4 yet. Looks like I'm halfway to level 4. Alright, where to next? Incredibler than you thought. See? Easy. That's just like language. We're doing it. Did I already do the
That's a
scrapyard?
scrapyard, where folks got to smash things and call it community service.
Alright, let's give that a try.
The city's unwanted things all met their end in the yard.
Get some World of Tanks time in instead. See you later,
Folks
Zevo.
who fouled up will do their time here.
Good luck
smashing
blowing
things
up
to
other
bits.
people's tanks and trying to keep your tank from blowing up.
The quicker they worked, the sooner they could go. Folks learned to plant their feet and put their backs into it.
I guess I want to destroy as much stuff as I can in the time limit allotted to me. No, the time is counting up.
Others would plot a course to navigate that sea of junk. Had to work real fast for the finest prize.
Alright, there's 100 things to destroy. Next prize, 40 seconds or less. So I was close-ish. Something heavy. Up with the sail hammer. Alright. On home. Home to the Bastion.
Ever want to just smash things for a while? You know where to go.
Sure do. Well, the monument's only open if I have a fragment to put into it. That's pretty cool. Alright, that way. Let's go to Langston River.
That's the Langston River. Used to cut all the way to the wild. Think it was bad then.
Take a look at it now.
The Langston River flowed free and wild till the calamity drank it all up.
Hello, Burb.
Maybe all that water just grew wings and flew off. Riverbanks swarming with windbags.
Windbags.
They're so bent on finding the core, they hardly notice the kid. Lucky for him, a certain famous ferry barge is still afloat. Weeping
Ferry
Nelly.
barge.
She'll send some squirts crying home as she leaves port. Maybe Nellie knows the way to the core. Maybe she can slip right past all the clamor on the coast.
Nellie's the name of the barge.
Or maybe not. A security skiff pulls up portside. Nellie's just another windbag to those guns. Just then, the windbags notice who she's sailing with.
Oh. Right. Wow.
They try to cut her off. They try to slow her down. They try to knock her out.
Alright.
Well, Weepin' Nellie tries harder. Try as she might, though, she hits a snag. Kid's gotta help her get untangled. Favors for favors.
Turn down these lights. Shining in my eyes very brightly. There we go. Well, that's a snag, alright. That's a wall.
She picked a good spot for a break, 'cause the core's right there.
So it is. First I should grab these shards. What kind of building is this? Arsenal. I want to change up what I've got. We could do dancing shot, whirlwind, mirror shield. I think I want to stick with the grenades. Cart probably has shards in it. Not very many. What's gonna happen when I grab this core?
Then the kid hears an unusual sound, like 100 flapping wings.
100 flapping wings, it's a lot of birds.
Peckers.
Okay, birds. Down here. Okay. Back along.
They've been watching his every move.
I mean, at least the birds and the windbags are on opposite sides.
They had their own eyes on the core. But why?
But why?
Well, kid ain't got time to think it over just yet. He finds a weeping belly raring to go.
Oh,
Turns out she's got a special surprise for when the water's getting rough.
built-in flamethrowers. Very nice. I guess I gotta hit the switch to get going.
She's gonna need a little help with all them peckers. Traffic things think they're king of the roost now.
King of the roost. I don't
Rest of
think
us
so.
only wish we would fly in times like these.
That fragment went all the way down.
Security skiffs keep on coming starboard side. Don't seem to care what they shoot, as long as they hit something. Windbags getting even better out here.
Nope, I guess I can't go from boat to boat. I want to keep my flamethrowers. Oh, I lost one. Alright. Morning, Ivy. How's it going?
She's just gotta make one last stop.
Just playing some Bastion here. Oh boy, that was a crash.
Ellie gets the kid to solid ground. Solid ground in Pecker country. Seems the calamity ain't hurt the Peckers' appetites.
These burps are not nice.
They want that core real bad.
It's going. I love Bastion.
They want it just as bad
But
as
this is now my second playthrough. And I would say that
Kid
the
shoes 'em off.
gameplay is not as compelling as
Know how many
Hades,
times kid
but
nearly fell off a barge back there.
it has just as good
Couple of times.
of music and sound design. And it has Logan Cunningham doing the narration here, just telling us all about what's happening to the kid. Opening. Do I go in?
Now, listen close. You should remember this next part.
Remember this next.
Why go to Prosper Bluff?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind playing Transistor on stream. Yeah, there's definitely a common thread between, like, clearly they
Used to take an enterprising man or a plain old fool.
used,
venture out
so
that far.
by they I mean Supergiant Games, used their learnings, the lessons that they learned. Oh, my learnings is such a noun in my vocabulary now. It's like using ask when you mean request. Just like I've finally gotten to the point where it doesn't annoy me when people say ask. But okay, that switch should open the bull gate. Isometric view brawler style game. Yeah, and that
But on
like
the other hand, some folks just yearn to see the things they're told they can't.
some of the things that they experimented with in Bastion. Oh gosh, hallucinogenic plants here. Like some of the things worked well, and some of the things didn't work well, and they iteratively polished it over the course of Transistor and Pyre, and I feel like Hades is the beautiful, wonderful game that it is by virtue of some of the things that they did, some of the good things, and the sort of less fun or less interesting things of the previous games. Some people didn't love the gameplay in Transistor. It takes a lot to wrap your head around it. I think that like
The kid hears something he ain't heard in a long while.
I get confused about the hybrid nature of it. Somebody's singing. All right, what
How's it go again? Yeah, that's the one.
Hello, Ashley Barrett. Yep, landings hurt the kid. Like, not badly hurt, but they hurt. And yeah, so it is the hybrid nature of Transistor is neat. That bring me right back there. Not a superhero yet. Looking for a fresh glass of milk. Absolutely. All right. But yeah, so I found myself wishing that I could be in the turn-based mode all the time, and sort of shooting myself in the foot by not having enough action points, or like my abilities would be on their cooldowns after the turn-based bit, and then I would be in a bad situation. So I think part of it is just like I still haven't gotten used to it enough to be tactical about how I use the time freeze and like where I end up at the end of it. Because interesting that movement, it can be one of the biggest action point costs, in that the kind of turn-based mode. I have not beaten Transistor. I've only done maybe an hour and a half of play Transistor, but I love the setting. I mean, as you may be able to tell by how I kind of went quiet when Ashley started singing here. I forget her character's name in this game, but I love the music of Transistor. Like I think I like the music of Transistor better than any other Supergiant game. That better than Hades, better than Bastion. The music in Transistor is just wonderful. And like, for whatever reason, the writing and arrangement of Darren Korb plus vocals from Ashley Barrett is a winning combination in my book. Another music company that occasionally makes games. Yep. Yep. And I am a sucker for, like, I got the LP, the vinyl on nifty colored vinyl records of the Bastion and Transistor soundtracks. My order for the Hades one is in, but hasn't shipped yet. And that's gonna be, I think that's gonna be multicolored vinyl. Did I already do the switch? I did. Build that wall up to the sky. I mean, what? I don't know this song. This is the first time I'm hearing it. The guy who's the voice actor that does the narrator and like half their characters, he is insanely talented. I forget that guy's name. So you're talking the narrator of Hades, right? And like he does like Dionysus and Zeus and like a couple of others. Oh wait, so Logan Cunningham? And the one that the voice of the sword in Transistor? Oops. Yeah, names sometimes escape me, and sometimes they're just like right there in my ready access memory, which is not actually what RAM stands for. It's random access memory, but in a computer context, that is. But I think that like human brains kind of have a similar arrangement to good old von Neumann CPU architecture. Part of the reason that computer architecture is sensible to us human computer engineers is that it mimics the way that we think about the world. You are a mod, you have a sword.
Well, no point explaining what happens next, right?
It's a book. It's a book.
Suffice it to say, kid ain't coming home empty-handed.
Traditional Ura script. I wonder if Self can translate this for me. Scientific drawings, diagrams, drawings, and mathematical formulae. I mean, my brain is super slow this morning because daylight saving time. Hello, lady.
They'll be here before too long. We darn near celebrated when the kid got back, didn't we? Zolf never thought he'd see a fellow Ura again. We become fast friends. Calamity has that effect on people. But there was more to be done. There was one last core to find.
Last core to find. Yeah, longer days are nice. I sort of wish that the way that we interact with clocks could. I mean, Dell's got the right solution, right? Just have erratic and fleeting sleep, and that way the clock change won't matter, because it's just like, yeah, I got more than 2.5 hours of sleep. That's brilliant. That's wonderful. I guess that's probably not the best solution, but I sort of wish that, like, one's workday and therefore the time one sets one's alarm clock could just sort of shift with the sun if needed. Ambient. Yeah, that's her name. Tell me about ancient spices, yeah?
Most of the Ura never got a taste of Ceylondia's fine goods, unless they were born and raised in the city like Zia here.
Then those moments of cleverness shine right through.
Sure, the world's all gone to pieces farther than the eye can see, but leave it to this gal to point out the amazing view.
It's interesting that you only kind of get the personalities of the characters here through the filter of Rux's voice. Logan Cunningham narrating what they're like.
Girl tried to run away from home one time, but the marshals stopped that, didn't they?
Didn't they? And like you get the impression that Rux and Zia have some long conversations while the kid's away trying to find stuff. And Zolf too, for that matter.
So many secrets in there, and she can't even read it. Her father's own journal.
Is she Zolf's daughter? She might be. I think she is. Morning, Peach. How's it going?
A scientific journal written in Zolf's native tongue.
Bastion.
He learned so much from it. Too much.
Oh, so he's not Zia's father, but he learned from Zia's father's journal. Power outage? You had a power outage, Nick? I also hate daylight saving time. Avi had a good point that it is nice to have longer days, but it's so bad. It's got solved. At least that was quick, right, Nick? It's it can be lousy when the power's out for multiple hours.
If only I'd known half the secrets of the Calamity were tucked away in that book, I'd have worked to translate it right away.
The secrets of the Calamity. Longer days solves itself the closer we get to the equator. Or the closer we get to the equinox. Yep. So just have it be right at midsummer and midwinter and, you know, solstice. Yeah, not switching back and forth. Like, last night, Warlock and Peach were saying the same thing. They're just like, pick one and stick with it. My personal preference is standard time, despite the longer days thing. Let's see, what do we got? Extended grip, first grip, uppercut attacks cause knockback. Let's go with that.
Ain't never letting go of his old friend with a sturdy grip like that.
The switching and the resulting sleep deprivation. So I'm sure it's anecdotal, but I heard that well,
Kid surprised.
from my perspective, it's anecdotal because I haven't verified it, but I have heard that car accidents increase the morning after daylight saving time. Because people are trying to go about their routines an hour off from what they're used to, so they're not as awake as they should be. They're a little bit discombobulated. They're thinking about things that aren't piloting the vehicle. Still this lost and found. I can buy a bunch of stuff.
Found. Here, kid takes fragments of the old world and makes them whole again.
I can buy special techniques.
All it takes is some fragments, and the Bastion makes it good as new.
I have a lot of fragments. I'm just gonna like keep buying things until I run out. There. Ran out. talk about staying on daylight saving time in New England for years, but it never seems to happen. I like the trouble is like anything that has to do with official. Oh right, I need fragments to upgrade things. Lol. But now I've got the materials. Okay, I put the core in. Like just
We tracked
getting.
the final core beyond the city to the wilds.
We have to do it because somebody said to do it. That's like, I mean, there is official. All right, why is the musket range proving ground blinking?
That's Zolwood Grove. A nice, quiet place to show a musket a good time.
I mean, all love to Benjamin Franklin, but why did you saddle us with this
Ever felt
idea
a Zolwood
that you
Grove
called daylight
like
saving
picking up
time?
broken glass barehanded? At Zolwood Grove, marshals learn to make every shot count.
Like if I went back in time and met Benjamin Franklin, I'd want to like shake his hand for all of the cool stuff that he did, and then I'd want to punch him in the stomach. Be like, listen, daylight saving time is the worst. Don't do it.
The trick was to pop all those nasty gourds without wasting ammo. Most marshals didn't get far the first few tries. Had to catch a bunch of those gourds in a single shot. Funny thing about muskets is they work best up close.
Lumberjacking with a shotgun, you know, like you do. Looks like the knockback is like inversely proportional to the distance. I put on the rifled barrel, so it's a tighter spread, but it's got stronger. Doom Guy approves.
Kid takes a little personal time for just him and his favorite musket.
Wait, no, I meant to hit the oh well, now I've got to do it again. I meant to just do one run of these just so as to not spend too much time in them on stream. I guess I don't have a
to go around.
time limit here.
Marshals like to fine-tune their muskets to get better results.
There we go. Third prize. Alright, gotta take a nap. Almost 12 and you haven't slept. Sleep well, Nick. Sleep well. Wait, I'm not sure I caught that right. Did I? Well, but so did you stay up all night
Marshals
until
did
noon?
more than just stand around shooting, of course.
Have you like not slept the night, Nick? If so, just go to bed immediately. Oh, dude. Sleep. All right. Why does the Bastion look different? I'm all zoomed in. There we go. Now I'm all zoomed out. Okay. Yesterday at 6 p.m. Sounds like your circadian rhythm is a bit off kilter. Can take a while to get that back on track. Or like a wraparound, just like stay up way too long again, and then time it so that you're going to bed at your normal bedtime.
That's the edge of the wilds, where Jawson and his boys disappeared.
Awesome. Eventually. Nope. Oh, sleep. Sleep is so wonderful.
The wild unknown. Place can eat a man alive.
Like, it would be
Place is so
interesting
raw,
to
even
not
Calamity
need
couldn't
sleep.
cook it. Not all of it.
There's a series of science fiction novels Ooh, dueling pistols.
Know what's better than having a slinger pistol in a fight? Having two.
So anyway,
Savage things lurking at
science
every
fiction
turn.
novels called Beggars in Spain.
Pincushions ain't the worst of it either.
Cushions ain't the worst of it. I forget the name of the author. But anyway, the premise of Beggars in Spain is that this young woman has a mutation that makes it so she doesn't need sleep at all. Like, she can function perfectly fine, no psychological ill effects, no physiological ill effects.
Good thing pincushions can't see where they're shooting.
And so,
Faster than a slinger with those guns. Pecker's got the core, like they're built with Bastion of their own. The welcoming committee scrambles to attention. Didn't expect the kid so soon.
oh yeah, I'll do that eventually, Nick. I haven't planned when I'm gonna do it, but
They shouldn't have let their guard down.
I do intend to. And Dell generously bought me a copy of the
Core's right
first
there,
3 games.
Itching to come home. Getting that core was one thing. Getting out's gonna be another.
Devil May
He
Cry
digs his
1
way
through
out
3
of the
bundle.
clearing, but the wild
I think it's 1
won't let
through
him
3.
go without a fight.
It's at least 1 through 3.
Wallflowers survived the calamity. It toughened them up. Same goes for the kid.
Opened up. The love of God, skip 2.
Best take it real slow when pincushions are afoot.
Tank, tank, tank. Oh, yeah, I smell a video link incoming. Shipment. What's in the shipment?
A handful of windbag shipments made it out this far. Kid's seen the last of them.
Oh, those little puffballs explode. My smelling ability is sharp. Yep. Strong his arm and keen his scent is rests out. Not Wesley. Roderick. Frederick. Frederick's out of his indentures. Keen his arm and strong his scent is.
Slinger Jawson's old outpost is all that's left of him.
Frederick's out of his indentures. Something greasy. That for pistols. Nice.
Don't ever turn
Through
your
Discord
back on
DM.
pincushion.
So, Devil May Cry 2, that's the one that you... Oh, this wallflower spits stuff. You're saying that like, the defensive mechanics in Devil May Cry 2 are awful because the best thing to do is to hold still? Or to walk slowly?
Kids roused up half the wild.
Which sounds like it just like ruins the dynamic movement nature of what I understand Devil May Cry is supposed to be.
Then the kid gets the feeling it's being watched.
Being watched.
Not by me. By a little kid.
Lunkhead.
Kids ain't fond of two-legged animals.
Alright. By the pricking of my eyes, something greasy this way.
Hit him anywhere but behind
Oh, Siege. I love when you get literary. It's so good. I'm out of... I wonder if grenades help against lunkheads. Yes. Okay. I'm a little ill for the kid there. What's in the cart?
Hardly any signs of the old Jocelyn camp.
Gravity. Ooh, here. Yes. Handbag.
The Wilds already reclaimed this place.
Something foul. One was what is the exception? I gotta hear. Blooming onion? What? Thank you for adding that quote, Nick. That is definitely one worthy of the archives. So
He's anxious to get
I
back.
don't remember the blooming onion. I like it sounds familiar enough that I've heard of it by reference, but like
After
it's
all, he's got the final core.
yes.
His
Yes.
journey's over,
I love
right?
Ian. Ian's great.
Well, no, it ain't. Not by a long
Sometimes
shot.
a little bit flaky. Sometimes
Kid knows
you know,
something's up
very
when he ain't gonna
Ian-ish,
give a
but
warm welcome. See, Zolf and I were just wrapping up a heated discussion.
a dear delightful man.
Zolf can barely muster the words. The calamity failed, he says, but I will not. And with that, Zolf leaves us here, alone.
Fractured monument. Tiefling sorcerer decided he was going to torture a man for information by turning his gentleman's sausage in... Oh! Ooh. Whoa! I mean... A wilted zucchini blossom. Third monument. Evidence of Zulf's rage against the Bastion. I mean, there's so many... There's a whole Monty Python song about the euphemisms for such things. Attacked Rux and severely damaged the monument, then fled in anger. Oh, Zulf. Zulf. Are you hurt?
Zolf
What
cursed
happened
the
back
city,
there?
cursed the Bastion, cursed me, said he was going home.
Classic shoot the messenger. Alright.
When Zolf got through reading that journal, he just snapped. Started smashing up the monument till I tried to stop him.
Secretly, but not quietly. uh, yeah. What's you? Ah. And I suppose stuff like that is why we have things like social contract forms, where in some games that sort of like having PCs enact torture is well within the narrative that people are going for. It's sorry, Tealport, that you came in on a discussion of PCs enacting torture in RPGs. The Bastion goes quite well. How are you today? Let's see, what do I want to upgrade? I think I want to upgrade... Oh, I don't have the fragments to upgrade this sail hammer. I think I'm just going to save up until I can. 750 fragments. I haven't finished any more memorial thingies. Both paladins were mortified, probably horrified too. The druid was disgusted, and even the assassin was like, no lie, that's messed up, even for me. Yeah, yeah. And so, depending on the social contract, that could be either like supremely like uncomfortable for the players as well, or it could be an excellent dramatic sort of like, yeah, this is a story about people who are getting things done in ways that make even themselves uncomfortable.
The city brought the shards to the wilds. Now the kid's gonna bring them back.
Go to the Slinger Range.
Slinger Range is where the city's quickest pistoliers put themselves to the test.
Like, it's behind closed doors, but like all of the... Or the latter, good. Leaning towards the idea of a redemption arc for the Tiefling.
They could shoot their pistols with the speed of a machine.
In the radius of a darkness spell, so nobody could see what was going on unless they had demon sight. Not silence, just darkness. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And like, a darkness spell doesn't muffle the sound at all. Like, not even a curtain. Not even a wall or a door. Alright, destroy
they knew
targets
just
quickly.
When to start shooting and when to stop.
Right. Borf. You're doing alright. Glad to hear it.
Pistols can spit out
Only recently read about the torturous pastimes of Yugoloths, which this does bring to mind. I am not familiar with Yugoloths. The naming sounds rather Cthulhian. Are they demons in D&D? Everyone else came running. The druid cast a spell magic. The revulsion began in earnest. Many adjectives to describe the action. Neutral evil outsiders. I mean, so this tiefling in question was neutral evil. And I suppose that, like, in terms of social contract, the moment you have a neutral evil PC, stuff like this is on the table.
Much quicker than the average pistolier.
What's the threshold? 500 for the next prize.
Well, even the slingers weren't quick.
Laissez-faire when it comes to what people can play. Yeah, and like, we're adults. We can explore uncomfortable topics, and hopefully we can also sort of recognize if something's like going across a line that we just can't take, and like touch the X or tap out in some other acceptable fashion. And I think, like, in general, the culture of tabletop gaming has gotten a better vocabulary about ways to manage uncomfortable topics during gaming.
He ain't all that shy. We ain't much for pleasantries.
Alright, right, that was just the proving ground. There are some hard-no scenarios for you, yeah? Yeah.
The less said about Drawson Bog, the better. That place will eat your mind.
And I think everybody does. Every GM has hard nose.
After Zolf's little
or
episode,
at the very least, things that are like only
Just
under
a
the right
bog.
circumstances.
You'll get lost in that bog, I told the kid, and I won't be able to guide you back. Well, I let him go. What else could I do? What could any of us do? Zolf put us in a real bind. Hurt the Bastion bad.
Yeah, and there's, I suppose there are, there are
But the shards can make it better.
different circumstances,
smaller
different
doses of
different
the core's
aspects
medicine.
to things that and sort of push something more or less in the okay direction.
Shame the only place to fill that prescription is out here in the wilds. This
In
place
the
is
wild.
intoxicating. Don't know where he's gone. Might be gone for good, for all I know.
Food prop related story. Yeah.
Wherever he
Yeah.
is. Somewhere I've never been. Somewhere I never want to go.
Yeah, I suppose if there's one thing cultists have, it's a dogged belief that their cult is absolutely correct. Oh, I'm surrounded by these little eyeballs. I don't like it. Wait, that one was only visible when it was dark. Alright. Where to? Oh, hey, Sia. Wait, you're not Sia. No matter how hard Leo tried, or how well he rolled on his social skills, and as a bard, that's his whole shtick. Yes. Oh, I'm trapped inside a ring of people. Interesting how they're putting me in familiar places, but with unfamiliar trappings. And with a different color palette, or desaturated palette, I guess. They do cool things with color in this game. That like a lot of the places have these like splashes of
It's a lonesome ghost of a gas
saturated color highlight, and so now that it's desaturated, it gives it this sort of dreamlike aspect. Oh, I'm out of healing tonics.
What do you say to a kid who's
There
seen
you go.
too much?
Too much. That's all.
I'm Zolf of Ura. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Now
Now
this.
the kid sees something stranger still. Did anybody else survive?
Oh, messing with the stereo placement.
Sure enough, he finds peckers, lunkheads, wallflowers, pincushions, vine apples, swamp weeds, ankle gators. There's no way out.
A real hard time with these monk heads. There we go.
Now the Bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown.
Into the wild unknown. I mean, it makes for a really memorable story. It surely does. flamethrower.
Way out. Don't know where he's gone. Might be gone for good, for all I know.
Alright, let's see if I can do this without taking quite so much damage.
Somewhere I've never been. Somewhere I never want to go.
Except Nazia.
Your dad welcome him with
Oh, Terror Bird, yes.
kid pop some good. That a survivor?
Is that static coming from the speaker?
It's a lonesome ghost of a gas fella.
Lonesome ghost of a gas fella. I level up. Get a full health boost.
What do you say to a kid who's seen too much? I'm Zolf of Ligura. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Fitting music to RPG
Now that kid sees
sessions
something strange
is
still.
a really cool
Anybody
thing
else survive?
that I've experimented
Sure
with
enough,
sometimes,
he
but
finds
I don't feel like I don't have a really good
orchids, wallflowers,
grasp of it.
bushes, pineapples, swamp weeds, ankle beaters. Now the Bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown. Kid sets foot inside one of Ceylondia's famous watering holes.
I think this one I do have to just fight my way out of.
The security's just gonna have to straighten him out.
Knowing the timing and turn of phrase that's gonna convey something
He
is,
has the
say,
nerve to flash the shield he stole.
key storytelling talent. Ooh, I leveled up. That gives me. Uh-oh. Let's see. And yeah, that like, there's a reason that White Wolf calls GMs storytellers. Warlock does a good job with music. You tend to use tracks with actual lyrics, which can be distracting. Yeah, that's my worry often if I'm trying to use music in tabletop role playing. Is this going to distract from the kind of theater of the mind stuff that we're doing?
Kid succeeds where the calamity failed.
One thing I found quite successful was I ran a transhuman space game, and our starting ritual was just I would put "Human After All" by Daft Punk on the iPod, and that was our sort of all to the table. All right, do I need to smash this guy? I think I do.
Would you look at what he did to poor old Ronnie, the bartender?
Look at what I did.
Proper story is supposed to start at the beginning. It's so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world's alright, snoozing there on a rock in the sky. He wakes up. I'm just fooling. He sees what's left of the rippling walls. Years of work undone in an instant. He sees what's left of Pith, the bull. Gods, they're all undone. He sees what's left of his lifelong friend. His friend, he's come undone too.
This is such a sequence. Oh,
He sees
hash metal.
what's left.
Associations with music that not everyone makes. Things like set a gigantic fight against orcs with their appropriate musical genre. I mean, yeah. So music hits everybody differently, and so one example is Dell used a song titled "Kill the Hero" in a superhero game. I think that was the Teen Hero game, and a lot of us in or near that game sort of misinterpreted the ultimate meaning of that. Like, not really misinterpreted, of like, yeah, kill the hero. Okay, it's like, because that is the sort of clear refrain of the song and the title of it. That's the simplest thing to take from it. And the thing though is that, like, a lot of us didn't quite get the implication of the lyrics. Of like, if you paid attention to the lyrics, there was a theme and a pattern and a story in Kill the Hero, and I can't remember what the lyrics to that song are to tell you what the subtler
We lost him.
meaning was
Comes to.
relative to the characters in that game.
The shard ain't lost either.
But
Not anymore. Now
it,
to take it out of this
I think it was like,
bootlickers stick their nasty thorns into his heels.
it may have lost a bit of its impact because not all of us like really can hear the lyrics of a song until we've heard it a million times.
Ever heard of a lung blossom? It's bigger than the stories say.
Bigger than the stories say.
Breath on that thing, like a scumbag sprung a leak.
Got a health bar on this thing? One thing that I've also found successful for myself is having a character playlist that I don't necessarily need to share with the others in the game. Usually if I do have a character playlist, I will send it to the GM. But something that sort of like psychs me up for a particular character and gets me in their headspace. So like I had in a sort of like darker themed Monster Hunter game, I had a vampire character, and his theme songs were like Maxwell's Silver Hammer, and There's a Moon Over Bourbon Street, and so like listening to particular like 3 or 4 songs would get me into that character's headspace pretty effective. Oops,
Hard to get a sure footing in the bog.
it is hard to get a sure footing in the bog. But yeah, I think that like music does have a strong place in role playing, and so even if it doesn't achieve the intended effect all of the time, having it there, something so like having
Mother only knows what happened in the
a character
bar.
playlist.
Kid never much cared to speak of it.
And I mean, like, literarily and in film and stuff, film and opera, characters
A
have
shard is like
leitmotifs.
a poor man's core, but beggars can't be choosers.
Beggars can't be choosers. All right, so I'm gonna put this shard in,
That's it. A few more shards like that, and we'll be back in business.
and I think it doesn't save the
A
game.
single shard can breathe new life into this place.
I'm gonna do the same order I did before.
The shard's got enough juice to spruce up any of these places. Just the occasion to crack open the distillery's private reserve. Party punch is so zesty, it'll let you carry on through the worst of times.
But I think it doesn't save the game
The
until I
city
use the
tried to use the
Skyway.
shards to stake out the wilds. So much for that plan.
Let's do the musket proving ground again. Because we are coming up on
The
11:30
orchard grew over
Eastern
so quick.
Daylight
Marshall's
Time.
clearing out.
So after I do this proving ground, I'm gonna call it there. Let's see. How do I plan my attack? Uh-oh. That's a wasted shot. Seems like 22 is my pretty consistent.
Got an itchy trigger finger.
Listen to it for half an hour or so while going through past notes. Yeah. You know, the GM already has some music prepared for the session. Okay. Yeah, it's a nice sort of scene setter and mental, like, the trappings of an activity are a great way to compartmentalize thoughts and memories. Like for the same reason that I have a different setup. Like I could do my work from home on my gaming computer, but because I have a different desk and a different computer for doing work, I know that I'm in work mode when I'm over there and I'm in gaming mode when I'm over here. So I think music can be a helpful way to do that in an auditory sense. All right. Well, so I think this is a good juncture to end this session. Getting close to the end game here. Getting these shards. I think it's probably going to be maybe just one more session. Jim. But yeah, I really love the visuals and the sound of this game. I'm so pleased that this is the one that we're playing, and I might just move on to Transistor after this. That's going to be in probably 2 or 3 weeks. Next thing, but for now, let's see. It looks like Noter is on, so let's call it here and raid Noter. Thank you all for watching. I have enjoyed playing and chatting with you all, and I will catch you again later. Monday night I'm doing Deus Ex, and then probably not doing anything on Wednesday, and then back to weekend stuff next weekend. Oh, here we go. Raid Notorious BLT. Hear the bird song of the Bastion for a couple of seconds here. All right, here we go.